Yo, what's up, guys? You're back here another four-time podcast here with AJ KiiRz, Final, and STX Rose.
Did you
How's it
say
going, guys?
KiiRz?
We
Uh,
good. We good.
We're back again, guys.
Yep.
Got a
Finally,
fancy W today.
finally, Joe and Rose are back on the podcast.
Dallas won, Mavs won.
yes,
It's a great day.
sir.
Is it a great day?
Yes.
But for seriously, who? I mean, I guess like, you know, this series is already over. Let's just call it how it is. It's already over. But who do y'all got? Who do y'all have winning the finals?
Bro,
Fuck Dallas.
Please,
I really don't
Peace
want
out,
the
bro. Peace
Celtics
out.
to win, bro. I
I
fucking
hate
them.
hate the Celtics.
number one hater, bro.
Bro,
Rose, did you
that's
say
Rose.
fuck Dallas?
Rose hates
I don't like
Luca.
Dallas,
He's a
dog.
Luca
Bro,
hater.
I hate Luca.
Bro, you're from Texas, bro. You're gonna, bro.
I
You know
hate
that?
Luca, dog.
They're gonna sacrifice you, bro. It's gonna be
Yeah, bro.
Shit. I hate Luca.
They got guns
dog.
over there, dude.
Yeah, you might be
I hate
fucked,
Luka,
Rose.
dog.
So who do you like? Do you have a team?
I just like watching basketball.
the
right?
Pacers,
But
wherever
I
his
hate-
hill goes.
Yeah.
I hate Luca, dog. Like I don't know. It's just something about him that I can't stand Luca, dog. That's
I'm not gonna lie. He do be complaining to the refs too much.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
just a little
Jason
too
Tatum.
much.
I just hate Jason
Yeah.
Tatum.
And LeBron.
How could you hate Jason Tatum?
Bro, ever since he said,
Same
I got you
shit.
today, that shit is corny. I really hate him ever since.
And proceed to lose in the finals.
Yeah,
4-2.
like, come on, bro. How you gonna say that shit and then do that?
Well, who's worse, is him or the way Ant got cooked game one?
I think him. I think Jason Tatum. Bro.
Yeah. Ant isn't even supposed to be here.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, what do you mean though?
He's
What
good.
do you
He's
mean
good.
by that?
I mean, like nobody expected shit.
I
At this
mean, I
point,
get
I feel
that.
like Timberwolves fans, if they lost now, they're like, that was a good run. You know?
Yeah, they'd be happy with that. Just making it this far.
No, that's
Uh,
fair. That's fair. I mean,
I-
and they beat the defending champs, right? So
Also,
Can't
it's
really-
like
I don't know, dog.
guarding Kyrie.
Luca. Anthony Edwards is gonna come out on advantage, dog. He's not gonna lose 4-0 after doing what he did in the first
He's
two
been
rounds.
getting cooked in this series. His highest is
Bro.
27.
He hasn't been playing the way he did the first games of the playoffs, dog. Like
His highest this series is 27.
that's insane. He averaged 30 in the first two series. What the fuck?
Bro, it's because
Well,
he's too
because the
tired
pro-
guarding Kyrie.
yeah, he's so tired. Like
Yeah.
they made the adjustment this game. They had him off Kyrie, and then the fourth quarter came, and he started guarding Kyrie. But it's like at that point, and then he started getting more active. If you saw, like he went on a freaking like 11-2 run by himself, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
bro.
Right.
It went,
His dunk
it went,
was insane.
it went like
Nah,
five.
bro.
It went 5 possessions, and he went on like a 10-2 run or some shit that on his own. Those 5
Yeah.
possessions he scored on his own.
I'm like, bro, this guy is ridiculous. Bro, I'm literally seeing MJ because he has the midi, and then even that dunk on Gafford, bro. I was like, dude, that is
That
Michael
was
Jordan.
gross. That was gross. I was not expecting that
Bro,
shit to come out of nowhere.
Question: is this MJ's son?
It might be.
It might be
Who
him
knows?
or Jimmy Butler, man.
This guy
Wait,
brother did
what?
say he has
Nah,
a lot
but
of
I-
kids out there.
The way Otto
But
Porter
I-
Jr. is Wilt's son,
Yeah.
Ant is MJ's
Yeah.
son.
Nah, dog, but
Okay,
I feel like Anthony Edwards is the closest to MJ that I think he's closer to MJ than Jimmy Butler.
Oh, most definitely. Most
Statistics
definitely.
don't show it.
Yeah.
Like in terms of
Jimmy's
similarity.
insane though. Not gonna lie.
Jimmy is insane. Jimmy Butler's insane, dog. But I don't know. I feel like the way Edwards played, it resembles more.
For sure. I agree with that for sure. But there's a weird conspiracy, where it's like I think it was with Jimmy Butler, where it's like apparently, like his birth and like where he was born and everything, like it just lines up with like where MJ was at and
Oh,
stuff. Like,
shit.
yeah, I was watching I was watching a YouTube video about it, and I was like, holy, that is kind of coincidental. They kind of have that same gene that LeBron doesn't have.
This guy MJ did saying like during like his last years he was just crazy out with like different girls every day. So who knows, bro?
you
You might
know.
have
That's
a
insane, dog.
you might have a child somewhere.
That's insane.
This is the reveal, guys. It's actually me. Hey guys, I'm
It's
MJ's
actually
son.
me.
I'm
okay.
MJ's
do it.
son.
I knew it.
So
Just didn't get
Uh,
blessed with the height, or as you can see, I don't have the same skin tone.
Just rips his skin off.
I'm like Logic, you know.
he's like fucking. He's
Don't
like
kill
Scooby.
me.
He's like Scooby Doo, and they fucking reveal the monsters and shit. Just it's me.
Yeah. I saw one. I forgot what show it was, but they parodied it, and like they ripped off like the head or whatever, and there was like actually nobody underneath. It was just a skin. And the guy was
Oh
like,
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
that was hilarious. That shit was awesome. That was awesome. But Nah, man, like yeah, Ant is a quality talent, bro. Like I'm not gonna cap, bro. He's awesome. I think Ant is the closest thing we have to MJ in terms of just like what we see on the court and like skill set, talent, and how he plays. But Kyrie is gotta be the closest thing to Kobe. Kyrie, bro. Maybe not defensively, even though he has been getting better defensively. Maybe
No,
not
I
defensively.
feel like Kyrie's in his own game though. Like,
Well, because he handles the rock. But when you look at like his fadeaway, his footwork,
oh
like his
yeah, I
angles of
can see that.
attack, being a closer,
I can see
like
that.
bro, like how do you
See, I
defend?
like
How do you
Kyrie.
defend that?
I like Kyrie. I
Yeah,
can't stand
Kyrie
Luca.
is amazing, bro.
I can't stand
Stand by
Luca.
the fact that I think he's like the most skilled of all time. Pure skill.
I'd have to agree. I'd
Yeah,
have to
Yeah,
agree.
I
could
agree with
be.
that one.
I always remember like I was watching a podcast and somebody was talking about how like when they were growing up, they looked at Allen Iverson and was like, "Damn, I want to do that same shit." And then like they watched Kyrie and they just couldn't even fathom doing what he does with the basketball. That motherfucker is otherworldly. It's actually
And
insane.
he does it at a high speed too.
Yeah.
Like I was when
Dog
I was
have
living in Los Angeles, I went and watched Stephen Curry play at Staples. And like TV doesn't even do it justice. Like TV, like you could see these guys are handling the rock and they're going pretty much full speed and like they look fast. It's impressive. But in person, dude,
It's
it's
different in person.
insane.
Yeah.
It's
dog.
insane, dude.
I saw my uncle play in person. Like I was right next to him. Like he took me to an open gym, and we were just running with some guys at the open gym, and it's like, damn, like you see on TV, and like,
Oh fuck!
damn, like how do you get?
I'm recording now. We're
You've
good.
been streaming this whole time. You haven't.
Wow, nice to see none of you have my go live notifications on.
My
to see
phone
that I
is
went live.
my phone's not even near me,
You
dog.
fucking
Like my phone
pricks.
won't charge right now.
Fucking pricks.
I do have your notifications. The fuck?
Mm.
Anyways,
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I
just
don't
went
know.
off. Which one?
Yeah, I don't even know, guys. I'm just figuring out how to use Discord like now, to be
I
honest.
think he's a boomer, bro. It's insane.
TK is a
I-
boomer.
Bro, it's
He's
actually
old,
so
bro.
crazy, dude. Because growing up, dude, I'm like, oh, bro, like, how could like my parents like never like catch up on like Facebook or like whatever it was, Twitter? Like, I'm never gonna be that type of guy that falls behind, bro.
Yeah.
TikTok came into the equation, and I was like, I'm
You
too
got
lazy
chalked.
to relearn this. Yeah, I was like, I'm too lazy to, because they were doing all those transitions and stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And then I chalked it all. So like everything, I'm just like I have to relearn everything. It's crazy. I'm like 60 years old, but I look 12,
What are you? What are you, TK?
26.
Damn.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah, bro. Father time.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You're pushing 30.
But I'm pushing P.
Kid and wife is coming soon.
Yep.
Jeez.
Nah, I can't afford that yet. I have to
Damn.
get you guys chains, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
I hear.
Are you?
Can't have a kid. I mean, yeah, basketball was good. Mavericks won. Kyrie's a
Fuck
beast. Ant's a
Luka.
beast. Rose is a
I
hater.
can't
Rose is
stand
like
Luka,
Luka.
dog.
You guys see Travis Kelsey get booed?
Yeah, that's pretty
Yes.
comedy.
I didn't see it.
I love that. I actually did love that. I love that. We're not gonna get political today because I'm not trying to talk Harrison Butler,
guy-
but
TK's in political all week on Twitter.
TK's
Well,
been political for like the
yeah.
past like 2 years on Twitter.
for
Yeah.
my whole
Dog,
life,
the-
bro. For my
Dog,
whole
Yeah.
life.
they'll tell me it's like, why does he have so much beef with these Twitter people, man?
Scroll
It'll just
Twitter.
be a
TK's
random
commenting on
reply. He's got
everyone's post.
300,000 engagements on it. Like,
Yeah, that tweet was insane.
That
He
was
got-
wild. That was wild, bro. Bro. That
everybody's
was wild.
cooking him in the fucking replies. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
just because they want to kick
300K. It's insane, bro.
What happened?
Bro, I was like talking shit about Kid Cudi wearing a dress, bro.
Oh, I remember you talking about that shit.
Yeah, bro. Oh, it was hilarious, dude. It
TK was
fucking
fighting for
hilarious.
his life in there.
I mean, bro, I'm not even gonna cap to you, man. I thought it was because I was like, bro, I'm coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me use this. Let me use this, bro. Nothing came out of that, bro. Like I went a whole weekend fighting a war, and I
For
got
nothing.
maybe like one follower on Twitter for that. I was like, oh, I'm no longer gonna be an influencer now.
but that's one of the things with like all social medias is that like getting the views is easy. It's actually retaining the viewership and getting them to come back on a consistent basis that's hard. Especially
Yeah.
with short form content, I feel like converting short form viewers to actual subscribers and followers is really fucking difficult.
It's insane. It's insane. That's another reason why I wanted to I'm sorry I didn't consult you guys, but it was like an executive decision that I had at like 4 in the morning. I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it right now. And that's why
Yeah,
like
you
I
said
did
that
that
shit.
whole
He's,
Instagram.
he's just
Bad.
awake, laying down in his room, just staring at the fucking ceiling, like.
You know what? Tempting.
But those are the times, bro. You're just still awake. It's
Yeah.
4 in the morning, and you're like, man, I'm just so unproductive. Like, I
Well-
gotta get to work.
Bro, right?
Yeah, while y'all were doing that shit, I was waking up to go to work, dog. So there's that.
I was.
Yeah. You'll never outwork me. You'll never outwork me. But no, but like yeah, that's why I made that decision because it's like, okay, we can have just like the gaming stuff or whatever. But like I said, it's like it's hard when we're not all together because there's a lot of content that I feel like we can retain if we're like together in person. Like we could do a lot more. But then I'm like, you know what?
Like, dog, I
Let
can
me just
like there's.
expand it.
You're right. Like, if we were together, like I can bring y'all to my culture. I can have y'all like authentic ass Mexican food. We can have like Mexican candy reviews, like little shit
Yeah.
like that, dog.
You
Like
know what I
it's
mean?
Dude, even just like the
There's-
simple content, like any like trivia or like any small like party games like that are just way better in person.
like, dog. Like, imagine us being like in a house, then we have a fucking Wii. Let's play fucking Mario Party. Let's go.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, just simple
little
vlogging,
shit
bro.
like that.
Like just
Or
simple
vlogging.
vlogging, you know. Like like Bones, like when you sent me that, I don't know if you said you guys, but that video of that dude at the freaking parking lot playing guitar, like having
Oh,
a clip
yeah.
of that, like
That's pretty funny, bro.
some
That was
random
lit.
shit, bro. You know, like that would have been so cool to have as content. So, but my thing was like, I'm trying to do I wanted to make it Newey's Corner. Not that Newey's some sort of a hooker or anything like that. Shout out to Newey.
That's Newey's corner, man.
Yeah.
Pimping out on that corner. Should know.
Yo,
God.
Bones, it still blows my fucking mind that it's still daytime for you.
Yeah,
Wait,
bro.
it's still
daytime
it's-
for
It's still
us.
sunny, bro.
It's still bright
8:20.
outside for
It's
us, too.
sunny. It's bright for you.
Yeah.
It's
Dog,
8:20,
it's
bro.
it's been pitch black for like the last
There's probably
2
like
hours.
another
Yeah.
like
Yeah, bro.
hour, I think.
You're like 2 hours ahead, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm 2 hours ahead of Bones. I'm an hour ahead of y'all.
Anyways,
Okay.
what were you saying, Zilly? About Newey's
No, but yeah,
pimping corner?
yeah. I was gonna have a Newey's pimping corner.
Louis the prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, But
I'd pay.
where
I
like
knew
he
he
like
had that
interviews
ponytail for a
people and
reason.
shit. Don't kill me. It's getting yanked, huh? But yeah. So like I was gonna have it so like he would like interview people, whether it's like you guys in the gaming world, whether it's other artists and stuff like that, like almost podcasty vibe. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But then I saw his tour dates.
Yeah.
I'm like, this nigga's not gonna be able to do that. And then he's like streaming. I was like, there is no way.
So you're taking it over.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take it over. So if you guys have any like
It's
cool
my
cool
fucking
names,
corner now. That's
TK's
what you do.
room.
I don't know anybody
TK's room.
cool.
I was gonna call it the Culture Camp, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably check
TK's
GPT or
closet
a
sounds
name.
a better one. TK's closet, bro.
Nah,
I would join TK's closet.
Don't kill me. That's how I get canceled because I'm gonna have like one shorty in there. I'm gonna be like, I'm in the closet.
Dude, you know what? I would actually love, like, I think that rather than like all living in one space together, I think it'd be so much more fire if we had some shit like the hex quarters where like we just go there if we want to like play or like hang out with people, like rather
Yeah.
than like live together. And it's so much easier for when we all have like, because like 3 out of 4 of us have girlfriends right now, and Joe has his boyfriend. So like it's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
Talking to
easier
somebody here. I'm
to
talking
do
to
that
somebody.
rather than like live in a house together. You know, to just
But
like. go
Joe's
somewhere
talking
and
to
play
Newey.
games.
How'd you know, man?
I
How'd you
wish
know?
he was,
Damn.
man. Wish that's me.
I wish I
too.
was.
Yeah.
No, but like that's another thing too. Like I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, bro. Like shout out to my girlfriend. She's gonna watch this too, so I better be careful what the fuck I say here.
My
bro.
girlfriend
Ooh.
doesn't. I can say anything.
TK might get put in timeout. Who knows, bro?
But it's like, dang, like I'm trying to be with my niggas right now, bro. Like if I can't even move to Texas and just like be with like move with my guys. Like you're gonna be there, like nah, bro. Like stay back. Like I'll come fly back out or something. Come see you once a day.
I'm just waiting for y'all to come to Texas. Though. That's it. Like
I'm
at
gonna
this
be there.
current time, we already crisp 30 degrees Celsius. Like it's
Bro,
perfect.
it's too hot in Texas. I literally couldn't.
Yeah.
I would
It's
literally
tech camp.
kill myself if I lived in Texas. I think
AJ would melt over there, bro.
I would.
You would. I'd love that.
I would
shit.
get no sleep, dude. Cause I literally can't sleep when it's hot out. It's like
There's
20
something
degrees
with
and I
AC.
can't
There's
sleep.
AC, dog. I hope you know that.
Dude, that shit better be strong as fuck. Okay, I need that shit to feel like the Arctic tundras for me to be able to sleep.
It's
Imagine,
act-
bro.
guys
Imagine
actually-
we're So
Oh,
imagine
go
we're
ahead,
in
go ahead.
Texas, bro, sharing beds, and then you just turn over and AJ's just stripping, bro. It's so hot in the room.
Butt ass naked,
Butt ass
no
naked,
covers,
yeah.
just like
We're all sharing a room. I'm just on an air mattress on the fucking floor.
that would be funny, dog.
Well, speaking of Texas,
Oh yeah.
Major 3 winners.
Yep.
It's a 20v1 out here, bro. Where's New yet?
Fuck you, Drazah.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew we
think
won as soon as
Drazah-
we beat FaZe.
Yeah.
Nah,
yeah,
dog. Like
honestly.
They even said it too in the process. That once
the way
win,
they
it's their
the way
win,
they
that whatever.
played Friday and Saturday, they played good, but they weren't playing to what they could play.
Honestly,
And
they
then
played horrible, in my opinion.
Sunday
Yeah.
came and it was like, yo, what the fuck is this team, dog? Like, these guys just flipped a switch, or I don't know what they ate in the morning. I don't know what they partied, what they drank last night, but
was turned, bro.
holy shit, dog.
Mhm. What I think it is I think like that passion aspect of it, like that last listening, fuck man, that's an all-time listening, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
They're so
It's-
turned. It was insane. They're
You know
literally
what I
just
mean?
roaring the whole
That
time.
dude JP came out and said, "Next time I talk to y'all, y'all are gonna be champions." Bro.
like that is
That
crazy.
shit was
you
cold.
know? That's cool, but I mean that is easy to say when you're up 3-0.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 at the time. No?
And
No,
it's not like
it was 3-0.
Is it-
it's not
oh,
like it
okay.
was. It's not like the games were close in the finals to be like, damn, like this could have been 4. It could have been 4-3. It could have been 4-2. Like
It was
those were
smash.
dominant
Damn
ass
near
fucking
100-point
wins,
clubs
dog.
every yard point.
Bro,
That was
Envoy did not
crazy.
shoot back, bro.
That
Envoy
I was
did-
listening to the
not-
uncensored
nobody shot
comms and
back.
Shotzi was like, "Yo, Envoy cannot fucking shoot straight right now." I was like, "Damn."
They were like, "Are we sure his controller isn't still broken?" Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
They were cooking that motherfucker.
Bro, like holy. And the thing is, he was starting to heat up though. I think the series before that or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, he
like,
played better this whole major.
He
in
played really
general.
good against FaZe. He played like
Yeah.
in the whole this major he did play better, and then against FaZe he did play relatively good. It's just I don't know. I guess Optic was just too. They were too in rhythm to be to get to be stopped. Like that shit was just insane.
Dude, I have a question now that we've won a major.
Mm.
Because I think if we didn't, it would be a really big possibility. And I hope it doesn't happen. But do you think there's a world where Optic still goes out after this year? Let's say we don't win anything else. We just won this one major. And we place, like, let's say 3rd at Champs. Do you think there's a world where we go out, drop Kenny, try and get Scrap?
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. I think that's a possibility.
Because
I think
that
it's-
motherfucker
I-
Scrap
I-
is, like, intertwined with them, bro. Like, he
I
was
love
always
Kenny.
playing with
I
those
love
shits.
Kenny. Kenny, he's a dog. Against New York, that's the
No, but yeah, like I was just saying that I could think Ant is starting to pick up a little bit more of like a strats IG role. Like I think actually I was watching something and I think Ant's the one really running and holding down S&D strats. If I'm not mistaken. So I can see them because he's not like the baby no more. I think he's starting to come into his own sense and starting to be more of a leader. I can see them dropping Kenny.
That's why I
but-
love Kenny because he's. If you hear in the respawns, like yeah, you have Pred yelling dead every 5 seconds. You have Shotzi
Right.
that he'll calm, but he's just in his flow state. But
Yeah.
when you hear the comms, you hear Kenny literally saying, "Ant, go take a route. Hey
Yeah.
AG, if you spawn in, go help Ant.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey Pred, come fight ult with me. Ant, go do this." Like
And he
he's
confirmed
literally-
it too. He's always like, "You heard? Like you heard? Like you
Yeah, like
got
he's
that?
making
Like,
sure that they
heard?
heard. So he's the one directing them where to go. But it's just like it's like any of us. I can tell Bones, hey Bones, I need you to go log down P2 and get 3 kills. Shotzi will go and get it done. Like I'm not saying Joe can't get it done, he can get it done, but it's like Shotzi, like as soon as you tell him go do this shit, it felt like that Sunday he was like, "That's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clear this shit on my own."
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm gonna disagree with both of you. Well, not that I disagree, because I think it's a possibility, but I just don't think we should. I think that it would be a big mistake. I understand that probably 1-for-1 Scrap is a better mechanical player, and he's like way better at slaying. Even not even way better is the word to use. I just think that Ken is so consistent, and like you said, he literally does carry all of our listenings that we ever hear. So I think he just brings so much, and he has like such a good clutch factor too. Like I think if nobody else is playing good, you can damn near always rely on Ken to play good. So I don't know. I definitely wouldn't want to see him go, man. I love
but
that dude.
that's why I said like it could be a possibility that it happens, but that's why I put it why how much of an impact Kenny does have on Optic. That's why
I don't think they should. If they don't, even if
No,
they don't
they-
win anything else, I think they should.
I don't think they
keep
should.
Ken,
I think
but-
give it another year because it is their first year playing. Obviously, they've been
Yeah.
playing for.
Right.
This is their first year as a team together, and we saw a glimpse of what they could possibly be. Who knows if they've hit that they're gonna continue that state, but what we saw Sunday is a glimpse of what that team can consistently be. Like I feel like
That is true.
I feel like if this Optic team can play the way they did Sunday, it can be another repeat of a FaZe Cold War run. How FaZe
Well, it's
was
too
a-
late now.
It's too late now, right? But I'm saying, like, just say this year doesn't go as planned. Next year, the new game comes out. If they stay together and they play the way they did this week the entire time, I feel like they'll be one of the best teams to ever be created.
That's
But I
what I
want- I
thought
wanna-
after Major 2, and then we just freaking third place.
You guys still look the best. It was just you came up short. You guys just.
It was our S&D.
I mean, you guys ended up losing to the champs.
I mean, to be honest,
eventually, so.
even though we didn't play against Optic, we still had a chance in there.
Oh, for
'Cause,
sure.
bro. The first
That-
two maps,
that-
dude,
you guys played
That-
terrible first
okay,
two, and then you guys
okay,
finally like
do you know-
locked in.
Do you
or
know?
some
Do you know
shit.
what won us the fucking series? Was that Dashy 1v3
Oh, for sure.
and Invasion
Yeah,
3-3?
Yeah.
That
MC
won the
blacked out.
fucking thing.
that was the swing.
MC blacked out.
That shit was
yeah, why the bro,
insane.
he chowed that shit.
even
Yeah.
I think Dashy went on stream and like explained like MC's thought process, because I think he said Drazah seen him on bomb, so MC probably thought he would just chow out.
Right.
But even
It's a
then,
bad
throw a
chow.
shoulder or
Problem.
something.
Yeah.
Like
So,
you don't
My
have to
thing
jump
was-
shot like that.
Okay, so once MC goes down, does Dashy have like if Drazah chows and let's say he loses that, because I don't remember how much time was left.
Not
Let's
a
say he
lot.
loses that gunfight.
There was like
Like,
11
Dashy
Dashy
seconds
still
left.
have a,
Like once like Dashy killed like MC.
Oh yeah. Once
No, there's
Dashy
just,
killed
like,
MC,
7
there's
seconds left.
yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
why I
there
don't
was-
understand why he. I don't even understand why MC would chow out. Like Drazah is
Yeah.
calling that he's on bomb, like looking at him. He's not planting.
Another thing is I don't understand. As soon as he gets one shot, why doesn't Draws just go for the immediate like
I
child?
thought he would. Yeah.
hit the
You're,
trait.
you're a Call of Duty player. Like
You let him get the plant down and you let him get into cafe. Like how are you
Right.
not gonna?
It is like, Dashy had way better positioning in that moment, so maybe he just
Yeah,
wasn't
that's true.
confident that because he was literally looking at that mid cut at dark through the fucking car
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
behind the heady of the bomb. So like he has a way
Yes,
better
but-
heady than Drazah.
But
has.
also Drazah could have repositioned as soon as MC Childs gets him one shot. He could have repositioned it behind tank. That you can get a mean ass heady
Something,
behind
yeah.
tank.
But
And then
maybe
if
he
he
thought-
crosses, and then if he crosses into like just say he lays the bomb down, Dashy goes into cafe. Since Drazah would have repositioned through tank, seeing that he goes through cafe, he could have made a play and either chased him, or he would have already been expecting the gunfight
But-
instead of trying to guess where he went.
So you're assuming that after Dashy kills MC, like Drazah's thought process could have been that Dashy is still sitting there just holding that angle rather than laying the bomb. Because he
And
could have
laying
been
it down.
thinking Dashy is thinking I'm gonna chow out and try to kill him, so he's holding this, I'll just kill time by not chowing and then chow later. You know what I mean? Like chow last second.
That is smart, but it's like you said, it's like he's holding the heady behind the bomb and that through the window, right? I'm pretty sure if he would have shouldered it a little bit here and there and seen like, oh, he's not challenging me, let me reposition. But like he waited there in dark, and I feel like he put himself in that bad situation. Like he could have
Yeah.
easily repositioned.
It's just a
Well,
hard
I think
one
it's
regardless.
also
It's
but
it's
it's
hard.
also
But
50-50 too, right? Because it's like it's do you make the read off of what's the most likely situation, or do you make the read off of those like one-off situations, right? So like if I'm Dashy, like I get that initial kill, I want to plant the bomb so I at least have time to work with, right? I could escape and then let's go 1v1 now. You know what I mean? Like it gives me a shot. If I'm Drazah, I'd play for that. I'd play for he's gonna want to give himself some time and he's gonna want to go at me 1v1. So let's go at it. But you could always counter, be and that like AJ said, you could always stay on that heady. Like he might have thought, yeah, maybe he's gonna get MC and he's immediately gonna reach out me kind of thing. Because I think he got a couple shots off on Drazah, right? Kind of.
yeah, and initially when he was in cut, he was like I guess pre-friend. I don't know if he got tagged once or twice, but then he just snapped on MC. But
On MC.
I don't know,
MC
that's-
blacked out though. I don't know how.
that's-
he
Yeah,
got
that was
that's
a
a-
stupid ass
at
chow,
least.
bro.
that's a really really hard spot to be in if you're Drazah. Like I'm not saying he made the wrong play.
It's also
like,
like,
yeah,
what
he made-
tags did he have at the time? What tags did
Yeah,
Dashy
like, he
have?
probably
had
Like,
nothing.
yeah,
That's
so
probably
Yeah, I
just
don't-
And then
you
with
yeah,
can't
and then
just
with
like
Dashy,
stun check it or
And then with Dashy having arguably one of the straightest shots in the league, if not ever, like you can't really
That is true
peek it.
too. Like,
You
Yeah.
can't really like. I get it if you peek it, if you try to shoulder, if you try to reposition, like Dashy could just zap you. But that's that like, I gotta try it, especially in losers finals, being
Yeah.
map 5.
But also maybe
you got-
Drazah was literally just that confident that he would be able to kill Dashy post plant.
Mhm.
Usually just
Could
like
be.
I'll just run him anyways. It doesn't matter type shit.
And then like, what if Drazah's plan? I mean, Dashy's planning, then Drazah tries to run out, and then the crowd goes crazy, then Dashy just hops off and kills him.
Could be that.
Yeah. Crowd cheese.
who knows?
That is a
But
really
I-
bad thing in
can
Call of
I-
you
Duty, by
have
the way.
the crowd cheeser on your team, Joe. You have
don't know.
Draws
Yeah.
and KiiRz, bro. Stop it.
No clue. No clue.
Oh yeah, KiiRz, bro. Like she's gotta go, bro. We'll talk
No
about
clue.
that. But I wanted to
Oh,
get back to your point, AJ, about I hate to backtrack, but I wanted to address the whole Kenny thing because you said like one thing that you've noticed by Kenny, he's kind of been like the most consistent. Like if the guys are all playing like shit, usually he's the one that's stepping up and he's
Yeah.
doing really well. Do you not see the same thing with Scrap? Because it seems like
No, I
the
do, I
one-
do. And I get that. I don't know if Scrap can bring the leadership that Kenny does. Like I said,
Scrap is too
I
much
think
of a slayer.
I literally think Scrap is probably the second best player in the game right now and second for MVP.
Right.
And I think he's definitely one of the most skilled in the league right now. But I
Right.
just don't know how much he brings on a leadership standpoint because I don't think he's had to be that leader on a team with who he's played with.
No, he's
That
more
is
of like
true.
just go out and slay.
So
Yeah,
then who's
player.
the leader on
probably insight.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even doubt if it's inside.
or Dill?
If it's inside,
maybe?
it could
It
be.
could even be Dill, yeah.
It
'Cause
could
he
be
was
Di-
probably
yeah,
the
it could
leader
be
for
Envoy.
like some of
It can
Yeah,
be.
like,
It can even
yeah.
be a Kleenex dog. Like you don't know.
yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd probably put my
like,
money
it's-
on insight being the IG.
Yeah.
it's like going to what AJ said. Like you can't. It's like he said. Like that Scrap. They just tell Scrap, hey, just go get kills, right? If you look the way Kenny plays, he doesn't play with Scrap's aggression, but it's for a reason because he already has two of the fastest subs in the game. Like they're just fucking headbutting everything they want.
So do you think that, and I mean, at any level, all these teams are stratting, right? All these teams are calming and they're playing a strategic game. Obviously, they're at the highest level. But like when I watch, for instance, when I watch FaZe play, I get more of the implication that they're simply just better than everybody. Like they're so confident. They're better.
We say that
I
they're
just feel
better
like
than
they're
everybody,
Constantly in flow.
but then you look at FaZe and the way they play. Like as much as you like, we hate to say this, they are constantly holding hands. Like they are playing
The
Team
bunny
Call
system.
of Duty. They are playing Team Call of Duty. They have perfected that. Like if you
Right.
rarely see a one-on-one chow if they're pushing something. Like I think it was on Vista. You see them. They all four. I forgot who it was against. I don't know if it was on Optic or what. But they literally 4-hit to that P. What was it? P1, P2 to that P3 to the bar area, right? That back
Yeah,
steps.
I remember that. Yeah, I do.
They
remember
both
that, yeah.
just 4-hit the back. Like they're always running together, and I think that's what makes them so good is because they're always playing with each other. They're not taking solo chows. They're not taking, hey, I'm gonna try to sneak my waymaker out. Like they're always playing with each other, and they're just constantly breaking the people that are trying to do
But
solo
I also
plays.
do feel like they don't necessarily like I see that and I get that, but like for instance, like you'll see a BZ just go off on a 7 and then you're in a blender. Then Simple just go on a
Yeah.
10 and you're in a blender.
For
and like
sure.
one thing that I think Optic did really well in that high rise is Optic played like a bunch of bitches. Parasite said it. They just played creddies. They just
Yeah.
and I don't think FaZe wanted to play that style. Like they're expecting people are gonna try to come at us and we're winning that gunfight. We have better gunnies than you.
And
But
that's
when
what I'm
Optic
saying.
slowed it down, it's like, what is the buddy system gonna do if it's still the same thing? Don't you think?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you said that FaZe is thinking, oh, they're just gonna run at us. It's fine. We'll beat them. We're playing with each other. They're not gonna take solo chows this and this. So they were expecting a different play style. But then when Optic started playing Creddy, FaZe got too greedy and like they were losing, but they brought back that fucking control and won, right? But
Right.
I just think that especially with these FaZe teams, even they have stressed the importance of having an actual leader on the team. Like when they were dominant, they always accredited it to or at least afterwards it was like, yo, Alec has been like a really big vocal leader for this team.
Yeah.
And then when they dropped him, the reasoning was he just wasn't that vocal leader anymore. They pick up Slasher hoping for a vocal leader. I just think that there's these players that are such like a perfect mix between being a great leader but then also still having the ability to like turn up and get kills. And that's Drazah, that's Kenny. Like these are these people that can kind of do both simultaneously and they aren't just stuck to one. Like Slasher isn't going to get you as many kills as a Kenny or Drazah is, but he's going to be a leader like them. So I just think that there's too much value in players like that with how few and far in between they are within the league that I couldn't imagine dropping any of those players.
Take an example, like you said, like Kenny and Drazah being one of the few that, hey, I can be a good vocal leader, but I can turn up when I need to. Like, I don't know if you saw the stats again, NYSL, but Kenny is the father of NYSL. Like, the stats that are there are crazy. He's almost dropping a 40 bomb, like, against him in a respawn. It's like, to be able to IGL, but also, I'm just going to drop a quick 40 piece. Like, you can't really find anybody like that.
Sorry, man.
Like,
You're
you
either
look at
getting
Scrap.
J or
You look at
J.
You look at Scrap, and Scrap's only he's gonna slay. He's not gonna give you the IGO. He's not gonna do none of that. You look at Slasher. Slasher, all he's gonna do is he's gonna be can damn near tell you where everybody's at. He can tell you what to do at the right time. But if we trust him in a 1v1, I wouldn't trust him in a 1v1.
So speaking of NYSL, what the fuck is going on with them?
Dude, I don't even know.
KiiRz is just not as good at this game, bro.
No.
99 KiiRz is no longer 99 KiiRz.
Yeah, KiiRz is not.
Their playstyle isn't for MW3. That's what like the flank was saying. They're used to that 100 health cheese instead of the 150.
I didn't watch the flank, but what you said, yeah, I can that 150, not 150 health cheese, but I don't know. I just feel like this
good. It's just
this game is
isn't
for
as
him.
good. Paco's still goated. Paco's
Yeah,
still
Paco's
goated.
still gonna say,
Sib played really good this last major. Skies is
Yeah, he did.
Skies. Yeah, KiiRz just isn't as good anymore.
This isn't Kismet's game.
No.
Is Paco a free agent this year?
Mm-hmm.
Is he?
Because I've been also I know I've been also hearing you know, buzz, not as much as Optic Scrap, but I've been hearing Optic Hydra, and I saw Shotzi using that I mean it's the same predicament though, it's the same situation, but just to build upon that idea, I saw Shotzi using that what is that, MCW quite a bit there, and I think he can play flex. Not saying like we've already moved past, like we probably don't want to get rid of Kenny, but what if it had to be, let's say Kenny was just actually like selling and it's like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of him, are we doing Optic Scrap or are we doing Optic Hydra? Well, like, you're the GM.
Probably Scrap.
I wouldn't.
It depends on like money too.
If I had to choose, I'd go Scrap. As much as Shotzi does shoot straight with an MCW, as much as he did have it out, like these maps in MW2 are really, really AR friendly. Like the
It
ARs
used
are.
to be, but I feel like now it's kind of like more.
Oh,
even
because
out.
because they
Hell no.
because to
You
no,
sure?
Bro, every
Like,
map still
yes,
has 3 ARs on them.
it doesn't like,
No.
obviously those maps are small, right? Rio small, Vista 6-star small, but the amount of
Not
head glitches that you
Vista.
can hold, the
It's
amount of
headies,
angles that you can
it's
hold,
the headies, bro.
like I don't know, I can be playing against a bronze player, right? And I'm not shitting on anybody like that, but if he's holding an if he's if he's holding an iron on a heady and I have a sub on any one of those maps, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna die. So I'm still
Bronze?
it's like AJ
I'm
said,
ripping that
it's
bronze.
like
Yeah, I think we're ripping them.
I've ripped
okay,
motherfuckers in
well, you know what I'm
Crimson
trying to
Headies,
say
bro.
though, dog. Like I'm saying, like these
Yeah,
headies
yeah.
are fucking stupid, dude.
Hyperbole.
Like
No, I get
these
what
head
you mean,
glitches are
bro.
stupid. I'm pretty sure you can do 4 subs on Vista and win. You can do 4 ARs on
Wait,
Vista.
I
and
think
still
this
win.
is a really good AR map.
Oh, it is.
I agree with
Bro.
Rio 6-star maybe being sub maps. Rio 100%. 6 stars
Rio,
up
you
in
can
the
run
air.
4 maps on
6-star.
Rio. It'll be easy.
I mean,
And that's
you
the
can,
thing, like,
but even then, my bad. I meant to say
yeah,
Rio,
good.
but I feel like you can still run 4 ARs on Rio and still win.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
like, look at when FaZe plays Rio. It's their ARs dropping like 30 plus
Yeah,
bombs.
like you look at Scrap on that map, he's dropping fucking 40 bombs too. Like, yes, these maps are small, but I still feel the ARs are
That's
blessed
what I was
this
gonna
year.
say. Like, I agree with Joe because I understand where Joe's coming from. Like, they're supposed to be, in theory, like on paper, tailored to the SMGs because they are
Yeah.
smaller. But like what Rose is saying, bro, there's so many of these little fucking headies and shit. Like, bro, like
Bro, on
Nah,
Vista,
bro.
there's like 5 headies, like literally middle of the map.
Yeah.
Behind, like boxes.
Yep. And a lot of
It's
these
the,
hills
it's
just
3 boxes.
dude,
Yeah.
these hills are just designed for ARs too. Like they have
And
like
then
such
play-
long
okay,
line of
P3,
and then
sight.
P3 on
playing-
Vista.
And then I'm sorry, but playing ranked, dog, like there's so many fucking staircases in this game where people just
There's
don't
too
give a
many.
fuck. And this stair glitching, like you can hold
Yeah.
a stair glitch with any gun, right? But like I said, if you can hold like Karachi control, if you stair glitch that back side door, have a trophy on you,
Oh
and
yeah.
just make sure
die.
and just
That's
make sure
true,
no one
yeah.
crosses it through your yellow or through your church alley. Just make them funnel through red. You're not gonna die.
Yeah. No facts. Facts.
I also think the thing with choosing Scrap over Paco is that Scrap is probably going to get you more clicks, and as we know, Optic is big in content.
Yeah.
Yo, true. Yeah,
So-
that is true.
I think he just fits that more.
I also
even
just
then,
feel
I
like there's like
I
a
don't-
him and Drazah dope check you, bro. Like the way that they talk shit and they're so confident. Even when Drazah loses, it doesn't even look like he lost, bro. He's still talking shit. He's still like, yeah, they're ass.
I mean, their head-to-head is a clear one's better than the other individually.
well, yeah, for sure.
Scrap
But
has
I'm
like
just
a
talking,
1.2 on draws or something, and draws has like a 0.76 when they're head-to-heads, like in terms of
But-
when they
but
get into a
Dra-
gunfight with each other.
But Drazah will never get like he'll still never get checked.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
As far
I mean, he's
as
on
far
the
as
better
he's
team anyways.
concerned-
Why the fuck would he get checked?
I mean, true, but like I feel like that's just his personality. Like as far as he's concerned, like he's fully embraced that villain role. Like you can't shake him. He's always gonna be confident. He's always gonna think like he's the best. He's always and I feel like there's something to that when you go into these matches and you have a freak. It's like going up against Aches. It's like it's intimidation, bro.
Yeah.
That aura.
But then you
That
look at
aura.
but then you look at Paco, like he
Yeah,
can have a slow
aura.
start. He can have a slow start to a game, right? And then out of nowhere, you'll just be like, "Damn, Paco's on a fucking 10 streak. How the fuck he was 9-19, now he's 21-19.
I mean,
Like,
don't
where
get
the
me
fuck
wrong.
did this
Paco
come
is
from?"
goated, bro. Paco's goated. I just think Scrap
He
fits
needs
it better.
help, bro.
Yeah, he needs help.
He does need help.
Yo, real quick,
does.
sidebar. This last major, to me, watching it was like one of the first majors where it didn't feel like Optic was like predominantly like their fans were in the crowd. Like they were actually
Oh
getting
yeah,
booed
yeah.
and shit. It was so
more,
fire.
It was more Toronto.
I actually loved it.
Yeah. And
I think
FaZe just
this was
got
the best
booed
one.
every event.
I mean,
Toronto
FaZe
Toronto
was
always
every
has a-
event.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna cap. Like the international scene, especially when it comes to COD, is just the way that they get behind their events and like their fans are just so much superior to the Americans. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like when they I wish they had London events. Like
I heard
going back to
Scumpy
London,
saying
crazy.
I heard Scumpy saying that what was your your favorite fan base or your favorite like crowd to play in front of? He's like, obviously it's the Texas, like playing in front of the home crowd is always good, but the London scene, like that is just insane.
It's
Bro,
insane.
bro, look at all the events at CS:GO. They're packing out stadiums left and right. It's
Yeah,
insane, bro.
I mean they always like all of those esports, bro. Like Copenhagen, literally every other
Oh my
esports
God.
goes to
Yeah.
Copenhagen, just not COD.
And I think it's because like in North America, bro, they have so many we have so many choices, bro. Like especially with playoffs now. Like we have the NBA playoffs. We can go watch that. We have the NFL. We have freaking NHL's going crazy right now, and that's a great freaking playoff atmosphere as well. That's probably one of the
NHL
top,
might be the best playoffs.
you know what I'm saying? Like I would playoff, bro. Honestly, it's
Dog.
actually insane. It's insane.
Baseball playoff.
Oh, dude,
is
baseball isn't
ridiculous.
good to begin with, bro.
Baseball playoffs is fucking crazy.
It is
Soccer,
nice.
Champions League and soccer is pretty good too.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I think
it's
that's like
that's
Europe
a
cheese,
one
though.
thing- That's
Yeah.
yeah, you know what
It
I'm saying?
is.
Like you know, like and
Because
it's
it's
not
the
a
crowd
series.
that makes it good in like soccer.
Bro, you know what's
But yeah.
better? Football playoffs, top tier, bro.
Bro, I think that with NHL, bro, it's like these motherfuckers can get out there and they like if they really don't fuck with each other, like it's all game. They're like tripping each other slightly with their sticks. They're bumping into each other, giving themselves a little bit of more love, and then eventually they just drop it. They're beating the shit out of each other. Like I don't
It's
know.
crazy.
I love it.
And bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. Detroit's the Red Wings haven't been good for like the last decade, so it's whatever. But when they're in the playoffs, these motherfucking fans are throwing octopus
yeah.
on the
I
ice.
see that.
Yeah.
I see that on
Like,
Twitter.
What is going on here, bro? Like guys are freaking chugging beers out of their shoe, like, bro. Like hockey fans are ridiculous. Like it's actually crazy. Now, in season hockey, fucking some of the most boring shit to ever watch, unless you actually go to the games in person.
Yeah.
Like I'll test.
That's
it out.
exactly what baseball is. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like baseball,
Yeah.
like you have to love baseball to just sit like to do what me and Bones do. to just open up streamies, throw up a baseball game, and just watch. Like you have to
Just watch.
love it to
Yeah.
do it. You go to an actual baseball game and you feel the energy, you
different,
feel
bro.
the crowd, you fucking just hear the crack of a bat just, and the ball just leaves. Like you're like, God damn, that's crazy. But then playoff baseball comes, dude, and
It's
that is
different. Yeah,
it's
I will agree
ridiculous.
with you on that.
Speaking
Playoff
of, I'm going
baseball,
to
they
that game
turn
on
up.
Tuesday, the Giants game. So I'm looking
Against
forward to
who?
that one, bro.
Oh, another game you're
Phillies.
going to. Oh, okay.
Phillies.
we-
Get to see Bryce Harper. Yep.
Ooh, K.
That's a good. That's gonna be a good.
And
one.
AJ just looking like, who the fuck are these guys?
It's me during hockey. Insane.
I would say, like, aren't baseball tickets like super cheap? Maybe during the regular season, because I feel like they're like, I feel like
Yeah,
it'd
they
be
are.
fire
But
to like just get together
like-
with your boys, go to the fucking.
Yeah, if you go to A's
the
game, you
arena.
can get it for like $10. Like 10.
It all depends on the team you play against, right? Like it all depends on. It's like with every sport, it's who the team is and who you're playing
yeah,
against.
you're paying more to go see Otani play for sure. Than fucking about. I mean, but isn't he like? Is he even playing this year? I don't even know what's up with that.
I
dude.
think he I think I saw that he's gonna be out with a hamstring issue for a little bit.
Jesus, dude. This dude's making that much.
700 mil to be out with the fucking hamstring injury. Fucking
And his
bitch.
interpreters scamming him 30
He's
mil.
like Demon One.
They'll kill me.
Demon One probably making like the most money in Val, and he's benched right now.
Yeah,
Is he
bro,
really
that's
making that much money?
He's probably making like, yeah, like that super max in Val,
That's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
and he's benched
That is actually
because he
insane.
was like the best player last year. And now
I wouldn't doubt
his
it,
team's
dog.
just ass. NRG, it sucks, man. And Marv is gone.
So, what do you guys? Because I'm interested to hear what Bones had to say. Bones kind of gave us a little teaser. Major four predictions. And that's all online, or is it just
It's
no
all-
fans when they
It's
give a
it's
land?
in land,
fans.
but no fans.
It's, I
Yeah.
think it's in Burbank.
Oh,
LA
that's
or
What
the
the
one
fuck
yeah,
is
okay.
that?
somewhere near LA, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I'm
in,
just
yeah, that's in
throwing it
LA.
in.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
that's
guessing.
in LA.
I mean,
How
it's
do
a
you not know
fucking-
where Burbank is,
I
bro?
don't
You
even
live
know,
in
bro.
you.
I don't
you
even pay
guys are
attention, bro.
crazy. You guys
Bro,
are
when we
crazy.
drive to LA, I'm asleep in the car, bro. Like I don't pay
They got-
attention to anything.
They got the nice Krispy Kreme over there, man. They got the
Krispy Kreme's mid
Burbank
now,
Mall.
bro.
Oh, come on now.
My
Come
thing,
on,
okay, what I'm gonna say about this major, after seeing these three majors, right?
Mhm.
NY Sounds winning.
It's the same top. It's the same top
Yeah.
4 teams. It's the exact same every time.
I mean,
Like,
that's what happens.
I don't know-
when
I don't know
the
what
best
it
players
is.
in the
It's
league.
it's just NYSL,
team.
Optic, FaZe, and Toronto, right? I think it's gonna be like that the rest of the year.
But that's just how it works, bro. Like, look at who are on these rosters, and then on every other roster, bro.
I mean, like, okay. Example, Optic. You see, you have Pred, Kenny, Shotzi, Dashi, fire ass roster. Then you see Surge, 04, Brezzy, Hook, and Abuza.
I mean, it's even just if a team has like teams, I don't. The top 4 are throwing bread for players that other players want to play with. Let's say you wipe the entire Optic squad in off season, right? And you just have Shotzi. You threw the bread. You're throwing in the Supermax. You just have Shotzi. You know how many people want to play with Shotzi? So they're going to try
Yeah.
and get on that team. And like we heard with Sib, motherfuckers take pay cuts to be on better teams, bro. Like they'd rather not
Would you?
tarnish their name. Yeah, no, dude.
Oh yeah.
I've always talked
Okay.
about
Look at
this, bro.
FaZe, bro.
I
FaZe
would.
takes so many pay
I
cuts.
get paid in food stamps to go play on a stacked team and just win. Fuck
Yeah.
it, bro. Stack up
In
those
food
rings.
stamps.
That
easy
legacy
team.
is gonna go crazy. I'm the GOAT now, but I didn't make no bread. But I'm the fucking GOAT. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
I didn't
Like-
make no bread, but I have 4 rings. You don't.
Yeah, no bullshit, bro.
True.
But then again, you win those tournaments and you make your bread off of that. So I mean,
Exactly, bro. So
Until you
I don't know.
get
It's just a thing. Like,
until you get taxed.
how many
Till
people
you-
on other
till you're in
teams are
fucking
even
Cali,
like,
you get 500K fucking
desirable?
tax, 200,000 of that shit.
But it just goes to show, like, it, and I always think about this. I'm like, damn, bro, this skill gap is insane. Like, this last major really showed. Like, the top 4 teams placed top 4, and everybody else is just there. Honestly, like everybody else is there to just play COD and go on vacation. They're not there to fucking win this shit.
Cancun.
Like, come on. Like, I don't even see a
There
sleeper. I
are
don't even have a
teams-
sleeper
There are
for champs.
Boston Breach.
They just dropped. They just dropped their car
Major
salesman in
Weenie's
Pentagram.
back. Major Weenie's back.
Never chalked. It's never chalked.
Major Maniac's back.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he is back. Yeah.
He said if
I
there's
don't know,
anybody who
maybe-
can turn this team around, it's me.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But
if you're on
Do you
Twitter,
know?
Rose, you might have known.
Do you know? Do you know what Miami needs?
strays,
They need like Dave Patty, the optic killer.
but they
That's what they
can't
need.
because they're all
He
speaking
retired,
freaking
bro.
Spanish.
This
Can
guy
you
They're all
imagine in the
speaking Spanish.
listenings, everybody speaking Spanish? It's just Dave
know?
Patty's dumb fuck ass just speaking English. He's like,
That's the thing.
yeah, they're Eskies. He's like really
What's
butchered
crazy is
Spanish
that
sometimes
I
too.
they do their listenings, right? And obviously, okay, Spanish in Mexico is different than Spanish in Spain,
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily different to where words are different. It's like they use different words in different scenarios.
yeah,
Like,
we get it. We got French out here in Quebec is way different
Yeah,
than French in
Canadian
like
French
in,
and
like,
real
France.
French.
okay, there you go. Okay, so
And
you
you
guys
get
understand what
discriminated
you
against.
guys understand what
in
I'm trying
real
to say.
France.
But like, I go to their listenings and every like how Merc and Maven will be like, I don't know what they just said, but they are turned. It's like, yes, they're turned, but they're kind of checked as well. Because if you hear what they say, like they
It's
die
not.
one way and they get so checked
Yeah,
so fast.
yeah. So
But
so here's the reason. I think here's the what's gonna fix that because I don't unless they start getting their guns hot and they have or they start like pretty much just recruiting a lot of people from like South America and that region that are like just that nice. They're never gonna be able to
No,
compete.
from
I
Texas,
speak
buddy.
Spanish. I speak Spanish.
Yeah, you're fake,
But that's the
buddy.
thing, like unless you know how to speak Spanish, like the way that they constructed their team was such a hit or miss. Like you're not going to be able to recruit top players, or just going to be hard to communicate, and you're going to have to figure your way around that. So that's why I feel like we have to do a thing where we like CDL has to get blown up. We have to go back to like regionals. Like you have a European region, you have an Asian region, and they do their own thing over there, and then you come together for worlds. You qualify for worlds. That way, you're it can kind of spice things up because you haven't been playing that team from China or whatever. So you don't know their play style. You don't know how they really get down. Da, da, da. Obviously, North America is probably going to, on paper, going to have the best teams, but there's something to like a play style thing. Like you're going to have to, when it come champs, at least you're getting a different look, right?
See,
And then they can develop or something like
Still,
that.
I
Fair Face is going to dominate
like,
everyone.
I get that, and that's
Yeah.
cool in concept, and it works for a lot of other esports. COD just one isn't that global. Two, it's very densely populated in terms of where the good players are. So what that means, even in terms of just skill not being like dispersed equally across all the regions, is also because they're in different regions, they're not screaming each other like you said. So all of these regions that aren't NA most likely are not screaming the actual best teams. So they're just already getting
If you
hindered
work,
all
yeah.
throughout the season on top of just not having as skilled players. So
No,
I
guess it
just
works,
don't
yeah,
think
it works
COD
that way
just
too.
isn't there yet. Other esports are there, like Val literally does that, and it works good for Valorant and probably like Dota, League, like all of those other esports. They work for it. COD just isn't global yet, and
No.
until we see it be global, I don't
Until
know
they
if
make their
it'll ever
fucking
happen.
game better,
But
we won't
even
see it
then, dude,
global.
it's just
Black Ops
these
6,
other
I would
regions.
hope.
They like it's KBM, and
Yeah.
bro in
Val,
France,
CS,
in
League.
France, motherfuckers who pick up controllers are playing Rocket League for some reason. Like I think like two of the best Rocket League players are both from France, bro. Like
Yeah.
so I don't know. I just don't think it'll ever really happen. I think COD is like mainly NA. Obviously there's outliers. Like we obviously know that. Like Pred, Paco, like there's outliers, right?
Look
But
at
I just
Abuza
think
from
that
Belgium.
it's gonna be
Like,
like one and few in between. Like they're not going
Yeah.
to be the norm. They're just gonna be like the exceptions all the time.
Yeah, I
don't get me
actually
wrong,
I
if
didn't
you're
take that into
if you're
account.
nasty, if you're nasty at the game, you're nasty at the game. Like somebody's gonna take you. It doesn't matter where the fuck you're from.
Mm.
Like we can have some dude from China that's fucking top 250 right now and ranked that plays against these guys and
No.
they'll fucking
Canada
put up a
playing
fight.
ranked
Hey, they get
to
signed.
get top 250.
First guy from China to be the fucking next big thing. Like little things like that. Like you said, there's always gonna be that one exception.
I just feel like for some reason, like I think it's just more popularity and what people want to play. Like you said, like for some reason, motherfuckers in freaking France want to play Rocket League, and that's their
I don't
thing.
know what it is.
But
You
like
look so
I,
tilted about that, TK. You're
Bro.
like, what the fuck do you want to do?
dude, that doesn't make any sense to me, bro. I
dying
fucking hate that
esport too.
game.
Rocket
I
League is dying,
literally
bro.
fucking hate that game. But my thing is like, bro, especially me growing up with like Asians, like growing up with Filipinos, especially, bro. Fucking AJ is freaking Asian, bro. They pick if they
is.
want to. If they want to, this is what they do. They game. They have gaming factories, cafes, bro, where they just go out and that's them going to the club. Is we're gonna drink beers and play games. Like if they wanted to really play COD, I feel like they could compete
They
if
just
they
don't
really
want to.
wanted.
I mean, what's desirable about COD? The money isn't there. The scene isn't as global. Like,
Yeah.
there's just nothing desirable. Like, I've
It's
always
top
said,
heavy, bro.
if my kid wants to play esports, bro, I'm putting KBM in their hands. I'm not putting a controller because,
I'm doing the same
like,
thing.
it's like a blessing and a curse to be really good at controller. Because obviously, it's like, yeah, we're still really good, right? Like, there's still scenes for controller. It's just not nearly as much. And like COD compared to all of these other esports is fucking. It's just sad.
Like
Yeah.
COD compared to esports, it's like putting like a D1 fucking senior against a fucking seventh grader. Like, you have Valorant and COD. Like, I feel like that's how big that esports gap is for me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I think there's a solution then, because what could happen is if they focused more on marketing these athletes, like these guys need like agents and shit, which we're plotting. I'm plotting it. I'm plotting it. I might have to get a law degree though. It sucks. I don't want to go to school anymore. But if because then you could offset the incentive, right? Like AJ said, there's not really much incentive. The money's not there, whatever. Okay, so if the money's not there for, let's say, the competitions, for instance, you might be getting some bread on the side from endorsements, from being in commercials, from your branding prowess, right? Like if that's really all they need. There needs to be like a gaming agency or a couple gaming agencies that are like a Clutch Sports, right? Like if LeBron got back, like and Clutch and Rich Paul got behind some of these gamers, bro, you know they'll have them on ESPN commercials. They'll have them for Gatorade commercials and weird shit like that. Like then it means that you could be a 2K League player, make your little 25K or whatever they make. I don't know, like 100K for their biggest tournament. I don't even know what their figures are. It's definitely not the highest, not to disrespect those guys. But okay, you're playing games, you're earning 20K, whatever, playing games. And then on the side, you have maybe three, four, five partnerships and sponsorships that are helping you out too. So it's not like, yeah, you're not making the $1 million a year or $500,000 a year or $250,000 a year kind of thing, but you get to play video games and live where most people have to like me and like all of us, we have to wake up
Other
and
than
go to
Joe.
fucking work. Yeah, I guess yeah. Joe's out here still a baby, but
Yep.
Oh,
like I have
don't.
to fold clothes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
but
saying? Like
after,
it
but I feel
sucks.
like that can be the thing of everything. That could draw the attention that particular esports need, and that could, help them get more money, right? And it can just be a chain reaction.
And
But
it's not even the attention part of it. I mean, of course, like you want to market to get people on board with your
but
community
also
and
when
your
you think of
sport.
like people like companies like Gatorade, like ESPN and all that shit, they're taking a risk as well. As to like we're supposed to be like an example, Gatorade. It's supposed to be for athletes. It's supposed to be like, oh, we're always working out. We're always after a football game, after a basketball game, we drink Gatorade. Like I feel like it can negatively affect them. Like, oh, a kid sitting down drinking Gatorade.
So
Like
what they're
Gatorade does
not
have a lot
gonna.
of sugar. It's not really like a healthy drink for you to be
Yeah,
drinking.
it's a shit drink. So you
Yeah.
might as well just make a Gatorade energy drink.
Uh,
Like they could have capital. I mean, I know there's G Fuel now, so like, but imagine if they
I mean,
capitalized on that name,
there's
on
Go
that
Fuel.
title.
No, there's W.GG.
whoa, none of us are sponsored. Anyways,
Yeah, like that.
I will say, just to
Hey, W.
clarify, I think making any money on video games is fire, no matter
Yeah.
what it is. I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm only gonna be making, dude. What is? I don't even know. I think the league minimum for COD. I don't know
Like
what it is.
60K, no?
Yeah,
Like 55?
I'm like, dude. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
only making 60K playing COD. I'm just gonna go out get a fucking factory job. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in other areas of the world, I just think that if you are looking from the outside and you haven't committed to one or the other your entire life, it's just like, why would you choose COD over these other esports? Is more what I was saying. I'm not saying that
Mhm.
like playing COD is fucking pointless just because you're only making 60K a year minimum. I'm not saying that. Like obviously that's fucking amazing, dude. You could pay me, dude. If I got paid like 1,200 a month to play COD, dude, I would work my ass off. But I'm just saying, compared to other esports, I just like obviously people are gonna choose other esports that make way more and already have the viewership. Also, I think getting viewership in COD is really hard unless you're on Optic. obviously,
That's true.
like we see Scrap and like Paco. Like if you're really good, people are going to watch for that. But at the same time, as soon as Scump goes live, all the viewers are flooding to him. As soon as Nade Shot even goes live, viewers are going to him. Right? So
But
I
then
just
again,
think like
look what Scrappy's
population.
doing.
I mean, yeah, Scrap is really good for also content. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like we all know that viewership lies in Optic in terms of COD for the most part. Like all the really good players are going to get watched by the hardcore COD fans, but the casuals are going to sit there and watch scumps and nade shots and even methods. Like I just think that if you're not on Optic, it's harder to get viewership in COD compared to other esports, I feel like. And that's cuz also esports in COD isn't as integrated with the casual side, and it's a lot harder to find shit. They don't promote it as much, so it all comes back to that. Blah blah blah. COD,
Right.
CDL sucks at marketing. Whatever
Kendrick Lamar,
it is,
Drake,
it's
Kendrick
just
Lamar,
not great.
Drake.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Drake.
Another thing, speaking of sponsorships, I saw this on a fucking ad. I was watching YouTube. I didn't know that Honda sponsors Team Liquid.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lexus sponsored 100 Thieves for a while. I don't know if they still do. They're sponsored
That
by
that shit's
Nade Shot
that
has
shit's
an
insane.
Adidas collab.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
But that's the
definitely
thing, too,
certain
like-
brands that like are really like you can get viewers just by joining their team and followers and shit.
Mhm.
But if you're not on them, if you're on LAG, like dude,
Yeah, you're chalked.
you're one in a shit spot,
Take a hike.
and then
yeah.
two, you're just not gonna get a lot of
Take
viewers.
a hike.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is
LAG was like a
definitely
buyer, bro. They were a hot destination back in MW 2019. Like people wanted to be on that
But then
team.
again, I feel like to be an example, you're on LAG, right?
Mhm.
I feel like you have to make a character for yourself to even draw attention to you. When I say make a character for yourself, look at Drazah.
I mean,
Look at back at MW 2019. Like
Challengers.
he was in challenge. He joined the Optic game in LA, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And Cold War comes, and he's on he's on challengers, and now he's on LAT, right? But he made that character for himself of like, okay, I joined FaZe, or like I'm gonna be the shit talker now. I'm the villain of COD.
I think you have to do that with any esport. Because
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like with any
money
esport you can do, you just have to find a way. Like he found a way to make himself known, and he became the villain of COD. You see Scrappy. Scrappy came in as a rookie last year, became a shit talker, and that's his character. He's the shit talker of COD. Like I feel like you can that these guys on these lower end team, I guess you can say, they can make a name for themselves. They just have to find a way to.
But especially with COD, it's basically just start drama, and that shit's just corny,
Yeah.
bro. So then you're just doing this dumb shit that maybe like I don't know, but like I feel like draws and scrap it just comes naturally to them. Like I feel like motherfuckers are gonna know. Like Joe is not like an actual shit talker like that. Let's be like Joe trolls, right? And that's his shit talk, but he's not like actually fucking like calling your girlfriend names and shit like they are.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like if you
There's
saw
that
Joe
shit,
doing
bro.
that, you would know that that shit is just not him, and so it just comes across as like being fake. And I just think that wouldn't attract people, like being a different type of way would be. I don't know.
I kind of don't like their trash talking between the girlfriends.
I hate it, bro.
I feel like,
it should just be
making
like
COD more
Like
negative.
like if you're gonna
Yeah.
have beef with someone in the CDL, that's fine. Like how the whole
Keep it in the CDL. Don't like bring
like
up
like like
Yeah.
like
kids and
Scump and
stuff.
Crim.
That's how I
Like the
feel.
whole Scump and Crim shit that happened at one point. Like they had their beef, but they didn't involve anything outside of it. It was just Call of Duty beef, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was actually, I thought that was fucking entertaining as
But
fuck.
I
in
feel
my
like part of
opinion.
it is also the fans' fault because we I mean the whole reason why for instance KiiRz is even talked about was because of the whole freaking crowd cheese and all that
Yeah.
stuff and how right, and so then we had to bring light to that, and then Scrap's girlfriend is fucking hot.
Wait, who even is she, bro? I feel like I never
a
heard
real
her
estate
before.
Hey, your girlfriend's gonna watch.
She's freaking hot. So like it's like we have a bunch of nerds that like you know how COD is.
Sleeping
You
in
hear a girl,
doghouse.
it's like yo, like
Oh,
oh,
female.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like yeah, you know.
You should see that
And-
shit in Valorant, dog. That
Yeah.
shit is insane in Valorant.
I
right?
troll
And
with
so-
it in Val. Is that a girl? Every time, bro.
AJ, you're right. I'm gonna be in the doghouse, but
Yeah.
no, like clip that. But
Fair.
nonetheless, like I think it's just like we kind of did bring attention to that. Now I think I have a rule. to an extent, because there's guys like Diddy that, I mean, I'm sorry, bro, that publicity is not it. But any publicity is good publicity. You just need to know how to spin it. So if COD's gonna be the one place where you could have toxic relationships, toxic battles back and forth, and COD has always been that kind of space where you teeter on the line, right? In game chat, we've always teetered on the line. Like the amount of times I've been called the N word. Actually, I don't get called the N
I
word.
think we
New Light gets
punched
called
over
the N
that
word.
line.
Why
a long
does he
time
get
ago.
called the N word?
The gamer
I-
word.
The gamer
You know what
word.
I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like people are, oh, you're a Jew. Like, like we've crossed that line. So my thing is, why not just, if we're gonna go there, let's send it. Let's be toxic then. Let's send it.
Let's send it.
Let's send it. Let's have our girlfriends talk shit back and forth. Let's have that. That's gonna bring attention. That's gonna drive this internet age where, yeah, it's corny, but that's what we like, kind of thing. Like there's a lot of corny things that I hate.
Especially with this new generation coming up, like my brother loves that corny shit, dog. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, it's funny. Like I like looking at I'm pretty. It's not COD, right? Related, but it's like
Yeah.
something that's so fucking corny on the internet. It's like, dog, really? He's like,
Yeah.
what? Like it's funny. Like it's like I like looking at this shit. It's funny. I'm like,
But
you're weird for that,
I
dog.
think
But that's
I think that also just to like kind of converse about this. I think that that's also very contradictive of how esports is trying to be. Esports for a long time, like especially in these past couple years, like right before COVID, we've been trying to present ourselves as very professional. Whether it's the right move or not, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that that's kind of the way that esports has been moving, of trying to reach almost like an actual like kind of sport, right? And a lot of I know last year the Val head of esports was like referring to VCT as a sport, right? People playing the
Right.
sport. We're trying to reach that sort of professionalism, and I just think that like the trash talk between the girlfriends and then the boyfriends coming at the other's girlfriend, I think that like is very far away from that, and I think that's
Yeah.
taking us in the opposite direction of that professionalism. So I just think we're like at a point right now, especially with the CDL, of like, do we turn back, go back to these old days of people screaming at each other across like stage and then like getting into fucking fights in the player lounge and taking it outside and literally getting into fights?
you see,
Or
but that
do we
shit's
try and
stupid,
stop
dog.
this and try and
Well, then
go
then
back
what's
to a
hockey then?
professional way?
Then what's hockey? Why is
I,
hockey? Why
I
is the
get that,
NHL
but
considered?
I don't
You know?
I don't keep up with hockey as much. But does it ever go that far, or is it more of a on the ice and maybe in the post conference room and like when you see each other the next game between
Well,
the players?
Yeah, so
But
like and that's like I was gonna say, like I thought about it, like obviously for investors and stuff like that, they're not gonna want to be tied to, racist slander over Twitter because you lost a finals, a grand finals, or like
Or even like
girlfriends being
condoning
called
type of
whores,
violence.
right?
Yeah.
But then my thing is like, okay, this is a game and it's a community that's uniquely different from every other game where it's always been toxic. It's always been like this. Yeah, and I get your point. They're trying to get away from that, which is fine. If it's off brand in that sense, I completely understand. I'm not even disagreeing. But then it's like, it's just a matter of who the fuck is doing your PR, who's doing your marketing. You just have to find better people, or you got to be more creative, because somehow hockey has convinced us that this is a respectable top four sport. And what do we get to do? Like, we can just take out players by knocking them the fuck out. We have, like, they literally have enforcers. Like that's a role in hockey, to enforce. We're just gonna take you the fuck out. We're gonna square. Like a lot of people, like when I first came to Canada and I was watching hockey, I thought it was awesome. I was like, this is freaking awesome. Guys are fighting on the ice and it's fist fights. This is great. When was this sport? And my dad is looking at it. He comes from like the soccer, rugby back, like the European side of things,
Yeah.
and he's like, this is barbaric. Like you guys call this a sport? You know what I mean? Like
I
people are always
agree.
gonna look at it that way.
I agree. I just think again, it's like that stuff is happening during the minutes of play. It's happening on the rink, right? Like it's happening during the actual game. And that's why I don't think nobody has a problem with Drazah popping a 4 and yelling across stage talking about you guys are so shit, or Pred when he's walking backstage, Celium's right next to him talking shit. Nobody has a problem with that.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's just the fact that it's happening out of game and attacking these people's characters directly rather than talking about in-game stuff or keeping it between the people who actually play the sport.
Not even attacking their character like that. It's attacking their personal life. Like, I get it. It's Call of Duty. I get it. People are gonna shit talk. Yeah, like you said, if you're gonna shit talk, go ahead. But the whole, I think it's
But it's
you're
not
right.
coming
Like
out
it
of
is.
nowhere. It's not like they're just like
It's not like
randomly
it's coming
tweeting
out of
at
left
Scraps.
field. Yeah,
Like
it's not like
they
it's coming out of
met
left field. But
and they
it's
had an
like,
issue. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
I
so
I think
I'd run with that storyline. I'd WWE it. I would be running with the storylines. I would be
I mean,
creating and
yeah, I think
building.
again, this is just like I said, I think this is just the point where we have to decide whether we're trying to really be professional in a sense of like only keeping it between players, not buying into this drama, or do we really milk the shit out of drama and like right before a FaZe Toronto match, the key shit is like Drazah versus Scrap, da da da, like
Yeah.
they were saying stuff online beforehand. Now we're gonna see who has the upper hand in this matchup. Like shit like
Right.
that. I think we just have to.
At least use it
kinda
like in the
decide.
CDL production.
That-
Like they do,
that's-
or it's like,
that's what- I don't know.
it's example. Like, did you
It's
see
weird.
what Sib? Did you see what Sib said to
04?
Yeah.
Seattle? Yeah, in 04?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's fire. I like shit like that. Like, it's not.
Yeah, because that's in-game
Atta-
shit.
It's
Yeah.
not attacking him personally. It's not
And it's
attacking
them
him.
bringing up
or
their
his
some
kids.
girlfriend.
motherfuckers who have
It's
nothing to do with shit, bro. Like I
Yeah.
don't
Exactly.
care.
Like it's that shit
I-
makes me. It's like it's like,
Drazah
damn,
versus
motherfucker.
Scrap, their girlfriends to me is like Drake versus Kendrick, and then like Rick Ross dropping a diss track, bro. Like I don't care, man. I'm here for
That is
Drake and
true.
Kendrick. Like I'm here for Draws versus Scrap, bro. Please.
And
I think- I
dropping
just-
his BBL
I just-
jersey.
I just think my thing is like it's at a point where it's if you're going out of your way. So like let's say I'm Scrap and I lost the FaZe in grand finals, and then I go on Twitter and I just you guys are shit. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, by the way, your girlfriends are this and that. Like if I went out of my way to do that, like that's corny. But in this particular case, I would say it's like they met up or something, and there was tensions and there was beef, and then it just went on and it translated onto the internet or something. There was like a hotel lobby, and they were talking shit back and forth in the lobby, and then it went online, kind of thing. Like in that sense, I know it's not in game or whatever, but it's pretty much based off of the emotions of the series that was
But
just played. You know
Even
what I'm
then,
saying?
that's like fans heckling each other at a fucking game. Like I feel like that's just what it is. Like it's like a rival team fan talking shit about the rival team, and then like the fan of that team talking shit back to that dude, and then like they get into a fight there. But they're not like I don't know. I just don't think.
I mean, but the fans do it too, right? Like we catch each other out at, if we're at the event. Yeah, there's an optic guy, there's a phase guy, let's say, and they get into it, blah 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 blah. Then you go on Twitter, and we're all talking shit back and forth. It's like they're not really doing anything that we aren't already doing. The only difference is we came and paid to see them, and they're not paying to see us. And so my thing is, that's an opportunity. I'm not saying that they should do it or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially now that you have a CDL, you can't really do that. You have to be, professional because of sponsorships and branding and stuff. So I'm not even saying that they should. However, if it was me running the show, I'd run a straight ECW Paul Heyman. I would leverage that attention.
I mean,
I'm
yeah, you
leveraging that
definitely
attention.
could do that. But like you said, like imagine an investor looking in at the CDL. What are they going to see a lot from this year is Draws calling Scrap's girlfriend a whore and shit like
And then
that. And like
then
that's
they're
what they're
gonna see
looking
the
at, and they're going like, oh, like, do I want to invest in this?
And then they're gonna see the engagement.
I mean, they
And
could look
and
at
those
it.
people are evil.
It depends
Those
on how they look at
investors-
it, right? It depends.
Those investors, 99% of them at the end of the day, they are money hungry.
If you
They
give
are
them profit,
so greedy for money. That's all they want at the end of the day. They could give two shit how it makes
for
them
sure.
look.
But then when people look, they when other people from outside of COD, that are maybe super sensitive to this stuff, right? They look at it, they go, "Oh my gosh, this dude was saying this, this, and that about this guy's girlfriend," right? And they go, "Oh yeah, he's like sexist, da da da." And then they look and see that they're sponsored by this brand, bro. Some people go out of their way to message these brands like, "Hey, like I don't like that you're sponsoring this person, da da da," and like sometimes like they almost have to, like they're forced, their hand is forced to drop out of that because of that. Like I know Hitch was talking about how Blake said something on a CMG or like a GB to a chick who
Mhm.
was on the other team, and they were sponsored by Elgato or something, and a viewer saw that clip and literally like emailed Elgato and was like, "Hey, this person said this. Like, I don't think you should be condoning this. Da da da." To the point where like I think Elgato almost dropped them because of it, or maybe they did.
Well, what happened with Sib when Sib made his comments about the Transformer? New York Subliners probably had the most engagement they've
Transformers
had
is
all
hilarious,
year.
I mean, yeah,
It's the
for
most
sure.
engagement they had all year. So it's just a matter of how are you gonna spin it, right? You have to have the right people to spin it. And the NFL with Harrison Butker, his jersey is he's a kicker and he has the highest selling jersey in the NFL now,
That is
based
crazy
off
now.
of a kicker, higher than Patrick Mahomes, higher than Lamar Jackson, higher than all these guys,
Higher than
Joe
McCaffrey,
Burrow,
higher than Samuel. Like,
everybody,
For sure.
because he said something that was controversial that got these sensitive people kind of thing to not fuck with it. Now, again, CDL, hire your boy. I can spin everything for you. I'm the best PR man. You issue a statement. We don't condone any of this, da 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 da. But you let the cats fight.
I think that I think that that would be a good way to do it, to where like it's almost going to get to a point where we lean really far into this drama, like almost like hater heavy kind of fan base with COD, and like we stray away from these other viewers that aren't like that, to where it almost becomes a point of like there's only so many viewers who are really going to like all the drama around the scene. Because at the end of the day, some people like it, some people love the drama, right? A lot of people do, and then a lot of people also are just there for gameplay, or they just want they want a real, almost like, I don't even know how to word it, but I just think that like games like Valorant, right? Like there's shit talk. Don't get me wrong, people shit talk. There's drama, but then they also have this side of fans who just like these really goofy, happy, lovable, like almost personalities in VCT, right? That's why, especially with different regions, because every region is different. Is every
Right.
region going to respond to the drama the way that North American regions do? Does every region fuck with it like we do and like are super involved, or is that a North American view on all of that? Because I know like
Right.
one of the bigger teams in Val in not Americas is like Fnatic, right? And they're literally known because this dude Boaster. I mean, this isn't the only reason they're known. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but they're one of their most known players is Boaster, who's just this goofy dude who does these K-pop dances while he's walking out, and he makes these hearts at the camera. Like, so in that sense, I think that Val appeals to everybody, and you can get into the esport one way or another, and no matter who you like I think there's a team for everybody in that sense. But I
Right.
just think that eventually, if we kind of continue down this path of like almost like striving for drama in the scene so that COD becomes more noticed, it's just gonna like limit us in terms of what viewership we kind of bring in and who actually watches the sport.
Yeah, it's
It
definitely high risk, high reward kind of thing.
it kind of goes back to what I said. It's like you said, that guy Boaster. Everybody knows him as that goofy guy that does the K-pop bands, all this shit, right? It's like he made. Not am I saying he made Fnatic? Like you said, Fnatic's a really good team. I'm not saying that they're only known because of this, but he brought more attention because of the character that he built around himself,
Yeah, but I'm
right?
saying that we're going down the path of where the only
Well,
character you can build in COD is drama induced.
That's,
well,
that's
not
what I'm saying.
necessarily, but not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Like there's different way that these players can what these different players can do to build the character around themselves. It doesn't necessarily have to be a villain. It doesn't necessarily have to be fill the drama. Like there's a way to bring in viewership. It's just COD hasn't found it yet.
well, and my thing is too. It's like to 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 Rose's point. It's because of this drama. Now you have an opportunity to tell a story, right? Like, so Steve Jobs, when he was selling the iPhone, he wasn't selling you on, oh, it's fast, it's got touchscreen, it looks cool, it's sleek. He was trying to sell you on a story. And for the longest time, Apple products were just associated with creatives. If you make music, if you take pictures, if you're in video editing, now they're using business, they're used whatever, kind of thing. But he created a story, he made values, right? So now you can create these storylines. Okay, you have the misogynist versus, and I think Trey came in at a Sib when Sib had his little scandal, and Trey Zero got on him or whatever. So now Trey's the savior. I know he wasn't playing. Obviously, he's retired. But you know what I'm saying? Like, these are areas where you can build storylines
But
and
again, though,
you can match energies.
that's stemming from
right?
drama, though, right? Because my
Well,
only
I
thing is
mean, the
literally
whole thing
think
is
about it.
drama.
Think about it. Who in the last 2 to 3 years has made a name for themselves in the public eye, like in terms of viewership, popularity, who wasn't on Optic and like just didn't and just got it off of that, who was in drama? Because it's like Draws, Scrap are two of the most well-known names in COD now, who wasn't already
Okay, I
known
think.
prior.
Well, okay, I think you're using drama instead of toxic because it's all drama. Like it's all dramatic, right?
But
Like
I'm
like
But like
when
saying,
you have
but
it.
that's all that we're
what he's trying to
appealing
say
to.
is what he's trying to say is can you name someone that has been, oh, this person made a name for
Who's a
themselves, oh, how did they make a
personality
name for themselves?
from
Who
not.
else is a personality in the card? If you look at an example, if you look
And
at
okay,
Crim,
do you mean personality as in like he has some sort of or like he's a popular fan favorite or something? Because you could look at a guy like a Hydra who everybody loves
He has
Paco,
like not a lot of viewership though, and
but he's
he
not
makes no
really streaming
content.
it. But he's a fan favorite, so he can leverage
But
that. If he
s-
started making, I'm saying like if he really took it serious, like I think that's not because it's because he lacks drama. I think it's just because he's not taking content creation
I think
serious.
even if he did, it wouldn't be on the level of a lot of other creators in the COD
Sure,
scene.
I mean the bad stuff. I mean that's why CNN's always going to give you the bad stuff. They're not going to show you the good news, right? So obviously the bad is always going to outweigh the good. But I'm just saying that there's still opportunity to have those the guys that are let's say not dramatic. I think what we're really saying is not toxic. They're not outside. Whose fault? That's on them. If they're outside, they can leverage off of the people that don't like to see that stuff. The people that look at Drazah and said, "Dude, why'd you call Scraps Girl a whore?" or whoever said it or whatever. Like, why? Like you're misogynist. Like, da 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 da. Bro, come do swoop in like Clark Kent. Be Superman. Watch your viewership go up. Watch your thing go up. You know what I'm saying? But it's a matter of you have to be able to play that role. You have to have some training. You have to have a team that's willing to do that. COD's still in its infancy, so they're not really good at formulating these storylines. Like in the NFL, for instance, that whole Burrowhead thing, that was a whole segment for like the whole week leading up to the Chiefs versus the Bengals. They were able to create a story behind that. So when the Chiefs beat the Bengals in the AFC Championship that year, guess who's there? Travis Kelsey, Burrowhead my ass, da 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 da. Right? You got to see the villain get taken down, quote unquote, depending on which side of the ball you're on. But you got to see the villains get taken down, and it was a good feel good thing because Patrick Mahomes sat there and he said, "You know what? They can say whatever they want. I'm gonna come in there and compete." He played hero. Joe Burrow and them decided to play villain. They lost on that end of the stick. Now, if they had won, it would have been Burrowhead. The villain would have won. We would have been playing. It wouldn't be Arrowhead Stadium. It would be Burrow's house. It wouldn't be Mahomes' house.
and it's
But
like you're
they
and it's
wanted
like
to
you're
play
saying
that.
it's like you're saying
Yeah,
it's on the different side of the ball. Like you have the people that are Kansas City fans that are like, yeah, the villain lost this and this. But if they're the Bengals fans, they're like, yo, the villains just lost. We're the heroes we want. It's like the amount of people that are going for the Bengals, the amount of people that don't like the Chiefs, the amount of people that wanted the underdogs to win. You are right with opportunity. I just feel like Khan needs to, like you
they're not
said,
mature enough yet.
they gotta find the way to do it.
Yeah, and I don't obviously like this is just me speculating and throwing ideas out,
But that is,
whatever.
you do have a really really good point, TK. Like
But
it's
they're not gonna do that, of course, because
there
that takes
is.
time. You have to have a
Oh yeah,
team that goes, "Oh, how can we spin this? Oh, look at this drama that's going on. How can we capitalize on this?" You know what I'm saying? And that's what the biggest companies do. That's what these record labels do. They had Kendrick Lamar and Drake talk about beating their wives and being a pedophile, and you know how much money they made off of that? And this is universal. These are the guys you're talking about that are the higher ups and the execs and the respectable companies that should be worried about cancel culture and all that kind of stuff. They just made I bet you they made multi-billion dollars this last month just off of accusations. It wasn't even about the music at this point. Hasn't
you know
even
how
been.
you know how you said that Khan needs to find that one team to see if they can spin off. I mean, they have done a little bit of that because now FaZe is just well known as the villains of COD. Like this is the villain team of COD.
Right.
You go to any major and everybody hates them. So like they have an opportunity there with doing something with FaZe, doing something with this, doing something with that, but like you said, like they just gotta find a way to to put the pieces together and bring in viewership.
They need storytellers. I'm here. I'm available. Guys, I'm gonna graduate in the fall.
Chill
I'll have
out,
my
Dr.
bachelor's.
Seuss.
More like J.K. Rowling.
Okay, J.K. Rowling. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Edgar Allan Poe, Shakespeare, if you will. Yeah.
Well,
Joe, what you doing? You haven't said a word in like 5 minutes.
Bro, my phone's getting blown up right now, so yeah.
Mine is too.
Shorty's blowing him up. I will say, I think that that's a good place to end it. Probably
Yeah.
been over an hour and a half here. So yeah, I mean that was a good podcast. Some good topics.
That was one of our best ones, I think.
I think so too.
That
And
felt nice.
they're only gonna get better. Like with the more we do
Yeah.
this, the more ideas we have, they're just gonna keep getting better, and they're not gonna get worse.
The fuck?
I'll let you do your outro. We'll talk about it after.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been another episode of the 4-Time Podcast. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed seeing the beautiful faces of Joe, Zelly, and Rose, and of course myself. Tune back in. Hopefully we'll get another one up next week, and we'll see who's there for that one. Should be good. Later.
Deuces.
Laters. Fours up.